Top Media is back. Yes, we're back after a long break and we'll be bringing you the best top 5, 10, 15s and more on YouTube. For a second I thought you forgot about us. Well, you're not getting rid of me that easily. Anyways, thanks for all the subscribers who decided to stick around and enjoy. Oh, and don't forget to support us on Patreon if you like, which we finally got around to launching. A link is in the description. Check it out, it would be very much appreciated. The Olympics are dedicated to the real spirit of sportsmanship and honour some of the greatest and most successful athletes of all time. Unfortunately, not all winners have done it in a fair and frankly lawful manner, since Olympic cheating is almost as old a tradition as the Olympics themselves. Take a glance now at 10 of the most well-known Olympic cheating instances. Tony Andre Hansen. Humans aren't the only ones tested for illegal drugs at the Olympics. Horses competing in the equestrian events are also scrutinised. And at the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, the horse Camiro, ridden by Norwegian Tony Andre Hansen, tested positive for capsaicin. Although commonly used for minor injuries in a topical ointment made from chili peppers, capsaicin can be a stimulant and is thus on the list of substances banned from the Olympics. Hansen and Camiro had won bronze in a show jumping event, but were stripped of the medal. Only one medal, the horse didn't get one. So it's not really fair, horse did drugs, man took the blame. Doesn't seem fair. Dora Ratjen. In the 1936 Berlin Olympics, Dora Ratjen broke the women's high jump record. There was only a small snag in this. Dora was actually called Horst. Years later, Horst said that the Nazis had forced him to dress up as a woman for the sake of Germany's dignity and glory. For 3 years, he lived the life of a female athlete. Fine, if that's the life you want to lead. But if the Nazis are making you do it, probably not cool. East German female swimmers. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s Olympics, East German women's swimmers performed admirably. Steroid usage, on the other hand, has long been suspected, especially given the members' loud voices and strong bodies. While they denied using steroids for many years, the squad did finally confess in 1991 that they had been using some illicit performance enhancers. I mean, some people are just loud and big and good at swimming, some people are also using steroids. Tunisia's modern pentathlon squad. Tunisia's modern pentathlon team had a disastrous start at the 1960 Rome Olympics. To begin, each team member fell off their horses, which is generally speaking not a good start to anything that begins with you being on a horse. One athlete nearly drowned, another was disqualified from the shooting phase after unintentionally shooting a judge. And to lessen the embarrassment, they nearly sent their finest fencer back for each section during the fencing tournament, thinking that the fencing mask would suffice as a disguise and they wouldn't notice it was the same person over and over again. This, unfortunately, believe it or not, failed, and the entire squad was kicked out of the games. Boris Onyshenko. Boris cheated when fencing British opponent Jim Fox in the 1976 Olympics by having his weapon modified with a click that counted up his score without him actually touching his opponent's weapon. He was banned from the games after the British team discovered his wrongdoing and the press dubbed him Boris the Cheat. He was fined in his native country of Ukraine and was last seen driving a cab in Kiev, hopefully not with a button that clicks to add extra fares. Marion Jones. She rose to prominence as an American sprinter and long jumper after winning 3 gold medals and 2 bronze medals in the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Suspicions developed fast though, not only because of her extraordinary achievements, but also because her spouse, an American shot putter, tested positive for steroids. She, however, strongly denied any wrongdoing until 2007 when she acknowledged using steroids during her preparation for the Sydney Olympics. Her medals were all taken away. Biridan Belokas. Spiridion, another Olympic marathon cheater, finished third in 1896 and was later revealed to have completed part of the marathon by horse and carriage. He was disqualified because the first two winners were Greeks. The host country was robbed of the top 3 awards in the event. Technically, it's not a car, you are still using legs, but I think horse legs are still cheating. Number 3, Fred Lawes. American Fred Lawes won the marathon in the 1994 Olympic Games in St. Louis, setting a precedent for Olympic deception. Well done, Mr. Fred. The problem was what he'd actually done is stopped running at the 9-mile point, citing tiredness, and had been driven 11 miles by his coach, only to run the final distance at the end, which technically I don't think is running a marathon. When spectators objected that he'd not completed the entire race, the title was awarded to fellow American Thomas Hicks, who had also had some assistance in the race due to his usage of the performance-enhancing drug strychnine. Taking drugs to win a competition doesn't feel right, but frankly, driving halfway through a marathon is definitely breaking the laws. Sorry, not sorry. Number 2, Margaret and Madeline DeJesus. Madeline and Margaret DeJesus, the Puerto Rico twins, tried to fool the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics in a Hollywood-style stunt. Madeline sent her identical twin sister Margaret to compete in the 4x400 meter relay when she injured herself whilst participating in the long jump. When the Puerto Rican Olympic team's chief coach found out what they'd done, he pulled the whole squad out of the competition. "Get out of here, Madeline and Margaret, you're done." Might have not sounded exactly like that. Number 1, Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson of Canada won the gold medal in the 100-meter dash at the 1988 Seoul Olympics. However, just a day after his big win, he tested positive for an anabolic steroid and was stripped of his medal. It was subsequently given to American Carl Lewis, who, coincidentally, had tested positive for stimulants during the 1988 trials, but the US Olympic Committee had overruled this decision. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching another Top Media video. Don't forget to hit that very important bell icon, the subscribe button, and to support us on Patreon. As they say, pennies make pounds, and your support would go a very long way for our channel.